Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Tyler and I just do consistent content on all things related hockey in the HL overall, and I am in shock. The Dallas Stars defeated the Colorado Avalanche in easily the best series in this entire playoffs for 2020 thus far, with the Stars advancing to the Western Conference Finals, where they will face off either against the Vegas Golden Knights or the Vancouver Canucks, and we will obviously find out that outcome I should say shortly later tonight. But wow, this game was absolutely insane. It was a perfect representation of this entire series, so high scoring, and it definitely lived up to the hype, went beyond expectations. So that's why I'm going to be talking with you today, my thoughts on this series and this game 7 in particular, and what is next for these two teams going forward from the Western Conference, and both the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. But getting right into the series, the Dallas Stars were a team that I honestly thought would not have a deep playoff run this year, and they continue to prove me wrong. This was just remarkable, going up 3-1 in this series originally, to then Colorado coming back and tying the series, looking like they have the momentum. But like the entire series, this was a seesaw this entire game 7, with Dallas scoring the first goal, but then Colorado scoring and then getting the lead, and then Dallas tying it, constantly going back and forth. And then in the fourth period, when of course the Avalanche, Nemestikov scored his second goal of the game just around halfway through, I should say like 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the period, and then 10 seconds later, Yoel Kiviranta gets his second goal of the game in relief here, really only in the lineup because of the injury to Andrew Cogliano, and he ends up getting the game winner and a hat trick in overtime. And this is so hard to wrap my head around. Like, this is such an amazing story though too, with a guy like Yoel, who of course only has, I believe now this is his 12th playoff game. Ridiculous. Like he only had I shouldn't even say 12th playoff game, 12 regular season game, 11 regular season games he had during this past season. So he hasn't been in the lineup much obviously, but him coming in huge, congratulations, Dallas Stars fans. This was absolutely insane. But getting right into this series, the Stars had 28 total goals to the Colorado Avalanche having 29 goals. So this was one of those rare series where the team that didn't score as many goals came out victorious in the end in this series. But getting right into the series leaders from the Avalanche side of things, McKinnon was ridiculous, had 25 points, including 12 points in this series alone against the Stars. And then Mikko Rantanen, who really, in my opinion, was kind of underrated in this series. Everyone looking at McKinnon, Kadri, Burakovsky, Makar. I don't think Rantanen got enough love, but he was amazing. 21 points, 11 points in the series. Then you get to Nazem Kadri, who had an amazing playoff. It's unfortunate to see it end short for him and this Avalanche team, but they gave it their all, truly. He had 18 points, and he had 7 points in this Dallas Stars series. This was just insane. Then getting the Dallas Stars, this defense led by Miro Heiskanen was simply phenomenal. He had 21 points, including 9 points, if not 10. I don't know if he had an assist on the last goal. I don't think he did though, against Colorado in the series. Then Denis Gurianov, who I had going into this year's playoffs, a rookie you need to make sure you watch, especially because Dallas has struggled with their depth scoring throughout the season. Having a guy like Gurianov, who had a 20-goal rookie season, you would expect him to come up big in playoffs, and he did just that with more playing time, especially at 14 points, including 7 points in this series against Colorado. And then Jamie Benn, the captain, looking solid earlier in the series, was looking great, and then in the games that the Dallas did not fare well against Colorado, losing those back-to-back games, he wasn't rolling, but he definitely looked stronger in this game 7 as well. Had 13 total points, including 9 points in this series against the Colorado Avalanche. But this series was insane, from the goaltending situations between, of course, the Dallas Stars having Khudobin, but then also bringing Bishop for a game, and that was obviously short-lived, and then Bishop went back to being unfit to play, to the Avalanche, of course, having Grubauer out, and then Francouz being out, having Michael Hutchinson come in, the 30-year-old who never had a playoff series until now in his career, and this was nuts. He of course won back-to-back games for the Colorado Avalanche, but he just couldn't get it done here, and I don't blame him at all. He was beyond expectations for sure for the Colorado Avalanche in these 3 games that he played for them. But the Stars come out victorious in the end. The biggest story is without question Yoel, I can't even pronounce his name right, Kiviranta. Ridiculous 24-year-old winner, simply amazing. I am really starstruck at this. Dallas Stars fans, how hyped are you? Are you so excited to be back into the Western Conference Finals in quite some time? You guys are really impressive, and with that young core with the likes of Miro Heiskanen, John Klingborg, and Esa Lindell, who's so underrated, this very well could be a sleeper team to beat going forward. There's no question. They have just been, this year's playoffs has been so uncertain and ridiculous as it is, but this Dallas Stars team has continued to prove me wrong, and hats off to them. Even with the likes of guys like Tyler Seguin not stepping up, that did not phase them by any means going into these games, because at the end, this depth scoring did prevail, and that is just huge. Having a guy like Yoel step up is just, I just can't even put words into it. I'm still so starstruck by this. But Stars fans, let me know in the comments below, how hyped are you to be going to the Western Conference Finals? Please let me know all your thoughts. I would love to hear it. And Colorado Avalanche fans, I know this was very disappointing. This really seemed like it could have been your year. But like a lot of other teams that had high expectations and fell short, this is 2020. This is kind of a bizarre year, obviously, as we know. So don't hang your heads too much. This is only the beginning. You have an amazing young core, might I add. Your team is not old by any means. You have one of the best prospect pools in the entire league. This is only the beginning, Navs. You won't surprise me at all to see you have a dynasty in the next decade for sure. You guys are going to continue to be phenomenal, but this year just simply wasn't your year. But Dallas Stars fans, Colorado Avalanche fans, hockey fans overall, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. How much did you enjoy this series? Because like I said, this was the best series by far in playoffs thus far. The highest scoring with the Dallas Stars, who were one of the worst goal scoring teams in the regular season. You know, they come back into the playoffs after being out of hockey like everyone else for 4+ months, and they show that that offense can be relevant, and they did that and then some. So huge hats off to them. Let me know all your thoughts, guys. Check out my previous videos if you haven't, especially regarding other playoff series ending and, you know, trade rumors that I've been coming out with recently. Check them all out. Hit subscribe, hit like if you enjoy this kind of hockey content. Help us reach 1K so we can start doing live streams and commentaries on various things. I would really appreciate it. And thank you all so much for everyone that's been following me thus far. Thank you all again, guys, and I will be back within a couple hours once that Vegas Golden Knights versus the Vancouver Canucks series is over.